I just started the recording, so same as per usual. I'll just be a minute or so. I'm looking for something to talk about.
Hi, YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna go to the left here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Alright. So their Ana was already shooting at us, so we probably didn't need to like back up when we could have just sat in her shots, and then that just kind of let us also take more unnecessary damage because we walked into the line of fire. Okay. There, note that we do have a bubble, so if you can just go and contest point and bubble yourself, and then that way they don't end up capping, and you can still get some charge going.
This will protect us. Vital signs normalizing.
Okay. When it comes to healing, make sure that we're thinking about like where am I going to get the most healing, right? Because a mini health pack is only going to give you so much health, and when you're down most of your health, it's not going to be enough to get you back in the fight. Whereas your Ana, right? If you run over to your Ana, well now that's probably a source where you would be getting back to the fight with enough health. So rather than running a mile away towards the mini, maybe run towards your Ana instead.
Feeling powerful, and I'm not even angry. Holidays.
Very nice. Coolio. We're okay. Oh, leap after that Mercy, right? No reason not to when she's alone. But now she's getting away. Right, but when you just killed her whole entire team, then that's just a free stagger kill.
I was about to press Q.
Aside from the Q, you're a little pushed forwards, right? They're only when you have a reason to push forwards should you be pushed forwards, right? Like when we have something to capitalize on, right? Like when it's just a solo Mercy. But if we don't have an opportunity like that to push forwards on, we might want to stick a little further back for better positioning.
This will protect us. Critical hit.
Very nice.
It's noon.
Do it. Do it. I dare you. I dare you. All right, there we go. Goodbye.
Very nice. Alright. Played that very well.
I found the enemy.
So, when it comes to reasoning as to why we would hold back further the point rather than holding up closer, well, firstly, we didn't have most of our team with us, and holding further back on point gives our team more space and room to work with. It also forces them to walk through chokes and whatnot, and then that funnels them, makes them easier for your team to shoot at, whereas if we hold forwards, it doesn't really do that for us. So like I said, unless we're going in at a big advantage or like we're just staggering the Mercy, probably want to be resetting around point or around that choke leading up to point rather than so far forwards, and then that gives us and our team better positioning to work with.
You got you. All right. Got an echo. All right. No more Genji.
Alright, so when we're jumping at those McCrees, make sure that we're looking to bubble dance, because whenever we jump and we should be expecting the flashbang, right? We know that he's going to flash us, so we should be bubbling early, and then you want to make sure that you're using your bubble to try to dodge the flashbang and not let yourself get killed by him. So don't stand in the middle of your bubble, stand on the very edge of it. Are you familiar with what, like, bubble dancing is?
Yeah, I do.
So I recommend using that like when you're up against the McCree. Okay, know that we're pretty. I mean, I was talking as well, but we were really far pushed forwards, and we did not have very much of our team. Right, when we initially pushed forwards, I'm pretty sure we just had like one teammate alive, right? So make sure
Right.
we're watching kill feed, tab, and just respawns. You can see that there's nobody ahead of you.
Barrier activated.
Lights out. Not good. What
Okay. If you only do tickle
Oh,
damage, maybe let somebody else who does more damage wake up Mercy, or wait until more people are looking at her.
Barrier up.
I just saw Discord on her, and I was like, okay, maybe I could do it, but no.
No.
Feeling powerful.
Okay. Maybe unnecessary primal.
Yeah.
Probably more likely unnecessary, just because it appeared as though we were already winning the fight. We were like kind of full HP. If you're thinking of a way to maybe disrupt him so that he can't shoot your Zenyatta, think about maybe leaping at him, because that'll boop him, right?
Who,
And
who are we
then
talking about
the
here?
Roadhog, right? So that he doesn't hook and kill your Zenyatta, you can leap and land on him, and then that boops him out of his shot, right?
Barrier activated.
So it's just an idea to think about.
I got you. Get.
So like even in a situation like that, remember that just your leap does damage. So if you don't have anything else to use it for, and you want to use it for that burst damage, you can like leap in on that like Orisa and Roadhog as they're being killed, and then that you can burst them all down with that extra damage.
All right, now they got a wrecking ball.
This will
Very nice, Bubble.
vital signs normalizing.
I kind of want to jump in there, but then again, I kind of don't. Yeah, no. Let's just forget about that idea.
Yep, potentially here we could be setting up above them, like on their high ground, and then that would give us a very good spot to drop on them from, right? If we had gone high ground. Additionally, make sure you're just keeping an eye out for traps and watching the floor.
Onward and upward.
Alright, so overall, probably I would say much better than our first session. Right, I've seen a lot of improvement within your gameplay, though I'd still say mainly consistency is a major thing that I'm looking at. Is that we seem to understand the things that we should be doing, and we do them during certain points, but not during most points of the game, right? Like where we'll do something right, and then we'll do something wrong, and we'll do something right, and we'll do something wrong. So like there's a lot of here and there odds and end mistakes that happen that it's very apparent that you know that you shouldn't be doing it, but then they slip through anyways. So getting more consistent, getting more efficient is what it looks like we're looking at the moment. But yeah, I mean, like you can just queue up for another game.
Yeah.
Trying to
Um,
think. Good.
I'm in a game right now, so.
Okay, I'm spectating. That was
All right,
fast.
cool. Yeah. This is what happens when no one likes playing tank. The people who like playing tank actually get an opportunity to play tank. Ah. All right. I'd actually rather be attacking than defending on Route 66 because most of this map is pretty good for Winston, except for
Third point.
their point, yeah.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Because usually what I do, there's people up there, boom, zap a little bit, down.
Except for now you're just doing that in reverse order. You're going to be above, drop below, zap zap, jump back up.
So where should I set up? Over here, over here?
Probably you should be on that top right, and then you're just going to look to drop on them when they're below you, get poke damage, right? Do soft diving, which is what we've discussed in the past, right? And then when we see an opportunity, then we can go a little bit harder.
I've been trying to work on my soft diving a little bit.
Yep.
Clearing the area.
Hello there.
Okay. Note that you don't necessarily need to drop from high ground right away. If you can just poke them from high ground, right? Like if you can just shoot down at them. Okay. Think about using your bubbles more, because we bubble and immediately drop out of it. Last time we bubbled late. I notice a lot of times we're bubbling late when we engage, which gives them more time to shoot and kill us and stun us and everything. Okay, like here we can just be poking from above, right? Don't even necessarily need to drop if we can just kind of shoot at them a little bit. Okay, even when we're just poking and soft diving, right now, like we probably could have been getting a little bit aggressive, right? When Mercy's going for res and it's just two of them. Obviously, though, that opportunity ended. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So even when we're poking, or make sure we're remembering our target priorities, because when we shoot at squishy targets, even when we're just going in and looking to be a distraction and soft diving and whatnot, that's just going to create more pressure because they're going to be lower health, more likely to die, and then additionally you open up for the opportunity of kills.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That's what you get for teabagging me.
Ability increased.
The dragon becomes me.
Move back.
Barrier activated.
Taking off. Enemy target.
Okay. Don't be afraid to get those stagger kills, right? When you stagger those two when they're like low and push forwards and they don't have any teammates, that means that you waste their time, or you force them to, like Reinhardt here, right? That just starts a stagger train, keeps them staggering, right? So it's just going to be very good. Now, if Cart's that far back, you might want to consider regrouping, pushing back to Cart, because now, well, you might be able to get the kill, but at the same time, we're also really far forwards, so they might end up like backcapping us at some point here.
Heroes never die.
This is what the Hanzo gets for teabagging me.
Yep, so whenever possible, we probably want to back up. Just because once that stagger ends, then they get the advantage with the close spawns, the better positioning, and having the ability to backcap us. Now Reinhardt does go up and feed.
They had the advantage that they just like said, you know what, I don't want it anymore. They killed two of us, and they fucked it up. Man, this is like bad gameplay right here. And now they have a Bastion.
No.
Excuse me for dropping in.
This just makes everything a lot harder for me now. So how should I avoid that Bastion at all costs?
Protect us.
How by avoiding him, right? By using cover, by leaping around him, focusing other targets, right? That's how you avoid people, right?
Alright. Because usually when I play comp, usually like no one knows how to take care of a bastion, right? Like it's quite annoying. There's not much I could do with him as a monkey main.
Yep.
So
I mean, you can basically as a monkey, you can just pick apart their entire team comp around the Bastion, right? You really approach the Bastion very similarly to how you just approach any other comp, doing the same things, except for now you're just avoiding someone who can shred you.
10 seconds.
Right, like here, you're just doing a good job of it because you're just not jumping in Bastion's face, and then it's going well for you.
Position. Behind you.
I seem to have lost my
I think that's your third solo shatter.
I thought that was number 2.
No, I think that was 3.
Nah, it's 2. I only 2 deaths.
Unless the first one just got more people, because there's the one where you were in their spawn when they swap Bastion, that one right there, and then there's the one
Oh,
where you're on a
yeah.
cart but that's possible that one wasn't a solo shatter. I couldn't see behind you though.
Yeah, you're right.
Make sure you're watching kill feed, right? What's going on in this fight? Are we winning this? Are we losing this?
No, we're not winning this at all.
Right.
We're absolutely getting shredded by Bastion.
So we were about to make a mistake, so make sure we're keeping our eyes open.
Flight routine
Yeah.
activated.
Alright, let's wait for the team.
Get into position.
barrier activated.
Translocating. Double kill. Triple kill.
Right, when they're in the middle of trance, might be a good time to just reload, because it's not like we can shoot and do damage and whatnot. Or it's not, we can do damage, but it's not like we're going to be getting anybody low anyway, so it might just be a good opportunity to go for that. Especially near the end of the trance, is just go for a reload. Besides that, you know, again, really well played. Still a lot of just here and there mistakes that we're making. Trying to think. Because, yeah, I mean, like, we can, closer to the end, we can maybe look to put them in an order, but I'm saying as of the current moment, it looks like it's about evenish, spread across the board in different categories with where we're needing work. But, yeah, it seems to just be a lot of here and there things.
Right.
So, yeah, you can continue on. Did you say that you had questions on sound settings at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen right now. Let me
Sure.
just alright, there we go. Alright. Are you watching?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Alright. This is what I have my sound on right now.
All right. So let's see. You got your master volume up high. That's good. Music volumes off. Right. That's fine. You have Dolby Atmos for headphones on. Now you said that your headset has surround sound on it. I'm not sure how those two affect each other, but it shouldn't be a necessity if you have your surround sound for your headset, and therefore Dolby Atmos is the in-game surround sound, so you don't need that enabled as an option.
Yeah, I saw it supported Dolby Atmos 7.1, so that's why I got it.
Okay, is your surround sound on your headset worse than that, or is it better than that?
I don't know. I've never really tried it,
Yeah.
but
That's gonna be something to look into and just see which one is better. But yeah, I mean, like I would just use one or the other. I don't know if two works at all. That I don't think that would make sense.
all right.
But yeah, other than that, everything else looks fine. No other issues.
Oh, in-game voice is fine.
Yeah, I mean the in-game voice is whatever you want to. I mean, in-game voice you can turn up because like maybe because in-game voice is voice lines, right? And you want to be able to hear voice lines for ultimates and for maybe somebody plays a voice line and then you can hear where they're at or if they're flanking. Another thing in case you weren't aware or even thinking about it, and it's just a fun little quality of life setting that I didn't know about. If you have two monitors or you like tab out of the game there in sound settings you can have it so that background noise turns off when you're in the or when noise turns off when you're in the background, so sound plays while in background you can turn from on to off, so that would be if you were to just tab out it no longer is going to play any of the in-game sounds.
Oh, okay.
Have we
That
talked
one
about go ahead.
does this affect Discord or anything?
Does it affect Discord at all? No,
Like,
this is an Overwatch setting, so
oh, okay.
it's just Overwatch's sound.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Have you adjusted? Like, have we talked about your sensitivity at all before?
Yes, I did,
Yes. Okay.
and I adjusted it. From I adjusted it like I think the highest right here. This is the highest, and I don't even like touch it at all. I usually go from like the second lowest to like the lowest. Like like I would go from like one end mouse head to the other, and I would do like
Mhm.
one resolution.
Okay.
So that's how I like,
So
kind of like played
sounds good.
around.
And then with your I mean then that's fine. I mean if you currently it looks like you get 60 FPS. Is that or is that just your lock on the main screen here?
That's a lock on the main screen. I get like
Okay.
around 130, 144. I might have
Okay.
turned it
Do you what hertz is your monitor?
144 hertz.
144. Okay, then I'd lock your frames at like at 150. And then rather than having it like 400. Additionally, if you ever find that you have any issues, just like once in a while that'll dip at all, like you can lower your graphics quality. Additionally, that's just something like I honestly I don't think it matters too much, but I've also in the past just kept it low, even if I'm able to run it higher, just because it mutes visual clutter, right? Not as
Mhm.
much going on your screen, which can help a little bit competitively, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, like that seems like pretty much it. Do you? Yeah, is there anything else in settings that you're wondering about?
Um, nah. Like any other tips? Like
Um,
I should have.
I think that's mainly it. Monkey doesn't have any custom settings. Um, yeah, I mean, yep. I mean that sounds about right to me.
All right, let's queue up for another game. I'm gonna just turn my stream off.
Okay.
Yeah. How are finals?
Finals went well. Had maybe one that went less well than I would have liked, but not terribly, and didn't affect a ton. But yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, everything else went good.
Yeah.
I'm spectating now.
Yeah, I had one final that went like pretty bad, but
Mm,
I somehow passed the class, so I'm very
yeah.
happy about that.
hmm All works out.
Like some of the classes were just either really poorly taught or like were not in my skill set whatsoever. So
Yeah, it happens. I've had bad professors as well.
accounting royally sucks.
Defend the objective.
Hmm. Are you in accounting?
I'm not an accounting major now.
Oh, okay, but you've just taken accounting classes. I'm going to have to take accounting classes. I'm business admin.
30 seconds.
Ah,
I can't wait
that's
to see
cool.
you all in action.
I could never go into business. That just sounds way too complicated for me. So I'm just like an actuarial science major, but I tell everyone math so I don't have to explain it to everybody.
Mm.
uh,
No, math sounds more complicated to me, but every person has their different skills.
yes.
One. Attackers incoming.
Okay, so
Defend objective
once
A.
they get pushed forwards, we can probably go up. Well, yeah, I mean we can go and contest that if we need to, but it looks like Hog's on it.
Yeah. All right. All right. They have Torm.
This will protect us.
Yep, I like the faster bubble drop. That's good.
Barrier up.
Don't focus too much on turret. You're not gonna be able to kill it super easily, and you don't get any ult charge from it. Right? It's not really your job as monkey to destroy turret unless it's an easy opportunity, right? Because you don't get any ult charge from it, and it doesn't really create very much pressure to shoot at turret, and you're unlikely to kill it, right?
Yeah, my ideology was that like I was gonna place my bubble over it just to like cause some disruption, so it wouldn't cause any other problems. Cause, you know,
Yep, which is fine, and then you can probably look to go shoot at something else.
alright.
Is the
Yeah,
point?
no. I'm gonna just go away. I'm just gonna wave goodbye. Good luck, Reaper. Alright. Alright. Usually what I do here is that I go here,
Objective lost.
just in case someone goes up and I can like pressure them to get out.
Objective B.
And then you can just drop from here as well.
Okay. Exactly.
This will restore you. Огонь по готовности. Tell me how this
Alright. I'd like to see you going for the soft dives more often. And then that gets into like actions per minute, which I'm not sure if we've talked about that at all in the past, but we can go a little bit more in depth after this round. But seems
Yeah, I would like that.
yeah, it seems like sometimes we take longer pauses from fights, but we'll go into that.
That's better. Barrier activated. Enemy turret neutralized. Behind you. Need healing.
Just stay back here.
No.
turret here.
Who's our other healer? Moira? Okay.
Okay, make sure we're not jumping into ults, as I think we've walked into Torbjorn ult twice, and then also we jumped into mines earlier, so make sure we're keeping our eye out and avoiding those easily avoidable ultimates.
Yeah.
Like, for example, earlier we kind of panic rushed back to point and jumped straight into mines. It's better that you win the fight and than to suicide trying to stop them from getting a tick.
Right. I got you. This is just not a good game for me at all. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, you're good. Like here, probably look to be just dropping and doing things rather than just chilling and sitting. We want to be getting just easy ult charge going, and then we can always leap out and get back to that high ground if we need to. We can even just leap over that top end and just jump on them from this end, right? And then just leap back up to high ground once we feel like we're pressured. Though don't be afraid to use your bubble as well, right?
This will protect us.
Better to use it while you're in the fight than when you're out of the fight. Okay, probably be like resetting up to that high ground, just like always going back up there.
I'm just waiting another 5 seconds to like get my bell back.
This will heal you.
Barrier activated.
Oh no.
Surrender to my will. Огонь по готовности.
Pardon me. This will protect.
You look tired. This will only hurt for a minute.
I feel great.
Where are you? Alright.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Shit! Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, cool. Alright. I'll try to bait out that sleep.
Barrier activated.
Yep, you're dead. Maybe not. Yeah, no, you're not.
I need healing.
Power of destruction. 30 seconds.
Yeti's bounce.
You seem in need of aid. Get into position.
Excuse me for dropping in.
Trying to hurt.
The holidays.
This will restore you.
Alright, so let's see. I'm going to real quick go over a little bit of tech. I guess not tech, but like just concept here for Monkey Primal. I'd probably recommend that while you're primaling, don't continuously swing, right? And that's not while you. And the idea is that when you're not actively swinging on people, because of course when you're on top of somebody and you're hitting somebody, you want to be continuously swinging. But when you're not hitting anyone, you probably don't want to continually swing, because there's two reasons why you don't. Firstly, it just takes up so much of your vision that it's going to make it harder to see and be aware of your surroundings and pick out targets, because it covers like half of your screen when you're swinging, which I'll demonstrate in a second. Secondly, when you go, if you swing and then you try to leap, and then you finally acquire a target, you leap over to them. If you swing before you reach them, then you can kind of get the timing wrong, where you swing, you get close enough, and then now you have to wait for that next swing, which can slow it down and mean that you're doing a little bit less damage. So it's just two tiny little efficiency reasons. But here, look at the not swinging and how much you can see versus when we're swinging, and it kind of covers half of your screen here while you're swinging. And then additionally, if we swing and then come up here, we kind of have that delay before we can swing again, though it is pretty fast. That's not a major thing. It's just a tiny little efficiency thing. Not a major deal, but it is something to consider. I'd say the bigger thing there is just how much of your screen it takes up, and we're just kind of holding it down when there's nobody around us. And then besides that, I think that we're good on all techs. We've already gone over things. I haven't noticed a lot of short jumping. We've gone over that tech before, right? Because I think we've definitely gone over that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to integrate short jumping a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
I haven't seen as much, so I'd recommend maybe using a little bit more, because typically that's a tech that you're gonna be using for not a majority of your jumps, but a good portion. I'd say maybe almost like a third of your overall jumps are gonna be like short jumps or something of that, right? Maybe a fourth.
yeah,
But
I would like that extra damage output on them.
yeah. So yep, you can queue up.
Alright, cool.
Also, just make sure you're still, seeing things that we've been talking about. Make sure looking to pin people in the corners. Sometimes I've seen us swap targets randomly, where we'll be in a primal and we'll be on one person, hit him around 3 times, and then leave to go after another person. I think we did that on Route 66 when we swapped from Ana over to Mercy. We were kind of we ping-ponged Ana around for like 4 hits, and then we swapped over to Mercy. When Mercy wasn't necessarily like a better target to be on. And
I'm in a game, by the way.
Yep, sounds good. Inspect here.
Yeah. I was literally in the middle of Like, 15 seconds to get to the point. This is, like, not fair.
Oh.
Excuse me for dropping in.
Alright. We're on Anubis again, perfect.
This will protect us.
Yeah, make sure you're not stepping directly in front of a Reinhardt. Stepping directly in front of a Reinhardt's not really gonna do a lot of good for you, because that just means that you step into his swing path as well as leaves you open for charges.
Once more.
Additionally, we did turn back and jump on their tanks when maybe we could have kept pressure up on those people in the back line. Think about, even if you're not killing anybody, think about the concept of just you yourself are taking 3 people out of the fight, right? If you do that for an extended period of time, that just gets you a lot of value.
Barrier up.
I go for that. I'm going for it.
Yep, that's definitely fine because he's by himself. Okay. Watch that range. Make sure we're not holding down left click when we aren't in range, so we have ammo for when we need it.
I'll wait for jump here.
Very nice.
Coming through. My barrier is destroyed.
Lifting off.
Barrier up.
Watch that health bar, right? Pay attention to your surroundings. Definitely could use primal there. And then besides that, we maybe have the option to, rather than just doing that slow walk where Echo can shoot at us, we could have like maybe leapt over the side. We could have gone and killed Echo, who's by herself there, right? So there's just multiple options to be working with.
This will protect us.
All right.
All right, you said all right. What was the all right for?
I don't think I said all right.
Oh,
Wait, did
okay. I heard you say all right. I was wondering if you'd catch it. So in that fight, what was maybe the big issue?
The big issue? I think my team wasn't with me, but it was just me more contesting than.
Yeah, it was an already lost fight, right? So in that instance, is it worth wasting your ultimate for 10 seconds worth of contest time?
Probably not, but.
Meteor strike.
Oh, fuck off, too fast.
Don't be afraid to drop for mega health back there, right? You still have a tick and a half to go, so you have time to go and get healed up before you're recontesting. Additionally, just think through, would it not be of much greater value to have primal in that fight right there, where you have a chance of winning, versus a fight where you, no matter what, you have a 95% chance of losing, right? So just things to think about. Make sure we're watching kill feed, right? We've already talked about that a bunch of times, so can you just give me that reminder so that we both know you know what you're talking about, right?
Right.
What are you looking for in terms of kill feed?
Kill feed? I'm looking for I'm looking for how aggressive I should be in terms of the fight, like how many teammates we have, how many teammates they have. By the way, I'm in a game.
Okay.
But
and then how many teammates up or down affects what?
Now arriving at Lijiang.
what? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, how many teammates up or down affects what, right? So if you're down, you're down teammates, right? Like how many? Okay, let me ask it like this. If you have if you have a advantage, right? What does that look like in terms of teammates?
One when we're up like 2 teammates to them, I'd
Nope,
say.
one or two, right?
One or
Then you're at
one.
an advantage.
Alright, they got a monkey as well. Alright, they got a diva.
This will improve your condition.
Barrier activated. Happy holidays.
The objective is now.
Yeah, we should probably capture the. Oh, they have Sim.
Barrier up. Now you
Alright,
are the
Sim's over there.
machines.
Right. Definitely
Alright.
would have been an opportunity, right, to leap after Sim when she's on her own, right? It's like right here when it's just a single Sim by herself, you have that advantage in a duel.
Barrier activated.
Restoring you.
This is my will. Surrender to my will. Touch from afar.
Pardon me. Hello there.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
This
Dein Schutzengel ist. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Allow me to repair the damage.
excuse me for dropping.
Right.
That was the time to press Q.
Yep, time to press Q, exactly, and then on top of that, make sure we're like staying more towards the edge of our bubble rather than just sitting smack dab in the middle, right? Because when you sit smack dab in the middle, that makes it easy for Ana to just walk in and sleep you, right?
This will protect us.
Where are those Sim turrets?
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
I appear to
Almost off the edge there.
Will only hurt for you.
barrier activated. Happy holidays.
All right, what? Remind me again. What target? What's target priority? Who should we be shooting at?
Ana, Mercy, Soldier.
Right, the squishy targets, the easy targets to kill. Right there, we spend a lot of time shooting at Zarya and Monkey. Right,
Right.
so make sure we're keeping our eye on that target priority.
Alright,
Activating self-destruct sequence. Suiting up. Show them.
should probably go for that Ana. It's just-
The power of destruction. This is going to hurt. I require assistance.
Ah, that Sim just does not like me. What have I done? Alright, where is this? Who are we on point?
Okay, so let me rephrase because earlier I was not saying it very well. So we have kill feed and we have up. How do you tell whether or not you're up or down in fights, right? And how does that dictate your play style? So as a reminder for that, 1 to 2 is an advantage or a disadvantage. If you're up to 1 to 2 people, that's an advantage. If you're down 1 to 2 people, that's a disadvantage. You play more aggressive or passive in that scenario. When you're up or down 2 to 3 people, that's a won or lost fight, right? In that instance, you are no longer using any ultimates because it will not change anything. You're gonna win or you're gonna lose. It's not gonna affect anything. And then additionally, you're gonna play either extra aggressive or you look to get out if you've lost. And if you can't get out, you let them kill you, right? So that's as your reminder, right? Because we've had a lot of fights where we just maybe aren't paying attention to that, and then therefore are going aggressive when we should be backing out.
Alright, what do we got? Mercy's up there.
Watching your back.
On me.
The objective is now active.
Okay.
I'm
Yep,
on the objective.
probably a good idea.
Rally to my position.
This is rather important.
Barrier up.
They're crashing the party.
This way.
Activating shield. Barrier activated.
I play a lot of Sim on this map, so I know how to play Sim very well here. Like, teleporter up there, that's pretty much a guaranteed point cap.
Hello there.
Mhm.
This will protect us.
I'm under attack.
I was waiting for my jump there.
Come on.
Once more unto the breach.
Alright.
Clearing the area.
Ooh.
Go. I'll keep you here.
Hello there.
This will protect us.
Ladies and gentlemen, activating starter engines.
Огонь по готовности.
Now show them.
I can use some help.
Excuse me for drop. I've reached the objective. Let's coordinate our efforts.
I'm on fire.
Okay, in that scenario, I wouldn't be afraid to go and push that Farah when she's solo in that room, right? Again,
Please, please. No.
watch health bar. We do have primal there, right? Available as an option. Additionally, yeah, like we push that like against almost any DPS, right? There are exceptions to it, but almost any DPS you're gonna have an advantage in a 1v1, right? And because you just have more health, you have bubble, you have leap that does extra damage. So if Farah's on the ground in this tiny little room, leaping after her almost guarantees the kill.
I was just more like, okay. I was just about to leap away.
This will protect us.
Thanks. Team.
That was unfortunate.
Through the miracle of science.
I was right there.
Barrier up. Hello. Capturing the objective.
Walk it off.
All systems.
Overtime.
Alright, now we did survive, but we did get a little bit over aggressive into their spawn, and then we kind of leapt out the wrong direction, like more closer towards their team, more danger.
Yeah.
Alright.
Victory.
Alright, so let me leave that. Don't hop into a game because we're going through end credit stuff. So, let's see. I think we'll do the review same as per usual. Open that up over on. Oh, I'm already streaming. Perfect. I never stopped. Okay. So, we were just playing Monkey. Bubbles, leaps, abilities. So leap, short jump more often. Make sure that we're just keeping an eye on our aggression. Right, once in a while we'll get. I'd say mainly we'll get to aggression in a bit, but mainly in terms of aggression, I'm noticing that we're getting more. In general, we are over aggressing more than we're under aggressing, but there are also moments where we under aggress, right, where we should be over aggressing. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention before was actions per minute. So on that note of under aggressing, sometimes, especially like on Temple of Anubis, right? Like I noticed that sometimes we just kind of sit there and we don't really do very much. And that was mainly when we're in like second point, sitting on that high ground. Rather than going in and doing things, we just kind of sat up there and waited and waited and waited and waited. And we did that for like 15 seconds straight. So in terms of your gameplay, make sure you're thinking about like our actions per minute. Actions per minute is the concept of we should be trying to do as much as possible within our gameplay. And if you were to compare maybe like a Grandmaster player versus a Bronze player with their actions per minute, a Bronze player is just gonna go through their gameplay and they're going to come in. They're gonna be like, okay, I'm in a fight, pew pew shoot shoot, and then they're gonna randomly get distracted for 5 seconds and wander off, right? And then they're gonna oh yeah, I'm in a fight, go pew pew shoot shoot, and then they're gonna start admiring the scenery for 10 seconds, right? It's just very distractible. There's not as much going on. They're not in there doing things. And a Grandmaster player with mistakes, of course, excluded, they're going to make mistakes, but for the most part, they're efficient with the majority of their gameplay. They're going to be doing something constantly. So make sure that rather than just sitting there, if we're like full HP and we have our bubble and we have our leap and they're below us, we should probably drop and do stuff, and then that way we're able to get extra ult charge, create space, etc., extra damage, rather than just sitting there. Now, moving on, back to abilities. Bubble, when we jump in and we use bubble, we don't want to just sit in the middle of bubble. We want to move towards the edges. This way, we're able to shield dance and move away from it. You can do that on any end of your bubble. Just make sure you're not sitting smack dab in the middle, and then that way we can look to dodge out abilities and whatnot. I think you already started to do this, but especially towards the beginning, we were dropping bubble very late. So here you want to be dropping bubble like as you're landing on top of them. But what we would do is we would leap in and then we'd drop bubble like after 2-3 seconds, right? Probably a no-go on that. Keep thinking about how we can use bubble more efficiently. Sometimes we'll just like plop it down rather than using it for where it really matters, or we'll just use it when we don't need it, right? So think about when do we actually need it. And then overall, probably like a low to medium priority for you to focus on overall for ability usage. Ultimate usage, think about how we can be, let's see, ultimate usage, make sure that we are looking to isolate certain people, right? Smack them into walls, short jump more, maybe don't swing when there's nothing to swing on. Same thing with shooting, don't shoot randomly when there's nothing to shoot. That I notice is just a bad habit of ours. That means that when we come up against things to shoot, we just don't have ammo to work with. So use that time to reload or just don't shoot. So if he runs out of a range here, I'm going to stop shooting until I get within range, and then I can start shooting again. Right. Back to ultimates. I think that's pretty much it with ults. Honestly, sometimes you just got like unlucky with it, but overall, make sure that we're just looking to, use it better. Think through all the text that you already know about, and then overall, that probably goes to more so like a medium, but maybe the lower end of a medium priority for you to work on. Mechanics, make sure you're thinking through your target priorities, right? Who should you be shooting at? Overall, that's the easy targets to kill. Sometimes you get sucked into shooting at the tanks unnecessarily. make sure we're thinking through who should we be shooting at, who should we be pressuring. Additionally, I just mentioned, make sure we're not randomly shooting when there's nobody to shoot at. Reload often. Let me think. Was there anything else? I think that's about it within mechanics. And then overall, that probably goes to like a lower end of medium as well for you to work on. Positioning, make sure that we are. Think we did a good job of retaking high grounds. Make sure we're playing off of health packs and remembering where health packs are, but don't run after a remember where like mega health packs are, but I wouldn't like if there's a mini health pack and it's like all the way over there and we have an Ana who's like right here. You're not gonna want to go on this long adventure to grab a mini health pack just to get up 125 HP and then still need more healing when you should be seeking out your Ana, right? So make sure you're thinking that through a little bit. Positioning wise, I think overall positioning we did pretty decent. There wasn't a ton we did wrong with positioning. We took high grounds, we used cover. Yeah, so overall positioning is probably like a low to medium. Moving on, we have your awareness slash aggression. So awareness slash aggression, make sure we're paying attention to what's our health bar looking like, right? And making sure we're primaling when we're low, right? That's another thing kind of with primal. Making sure that we're paying attention to what's going on with our surroundings, right? Where's our team at? Where's the enemy team at? Make sure we're not walking in without our teammates, right? Look around you before you're engaging. You have a, pretty high sensitivity, I'm pretty sure, right? So you should be able to make those turns pretty easily. Just make sure checking behind us before we're engaging. Then besides that, keep watching your kill feed, right? Adjust up and down. 1 to 2 advantage, disadvantage, 2 to 3 won or lost fight. No ults and won or lost fights. We did that a couple times. And then that also goes into ultimates as well. And then honestly, there's just a lot of odds and ends that goes in within awareness as well. Overall, much better gameplay than last couple times, but it just a lot of odds and ends things. Everything seemed pretty even. And then awareness slash aggression probably goes to like a higher end of medium. So overall, they're all around the middle. Nothing's like super major above the others, but you still want to make sure that you're focusing on like one of them to improve on so that you can get good at it and then move on to something else. So I'd probably recommend starting with the awareness slash aggression and then moving on from there. Make sure you're focusing on it. Putting that all in order. Number 1, awareness slash aggression. Number 2, probably gonna be your probably going to be your ult usage. Then 3 would be your mechanics. 4 would be your ability usage, and then 5 would be your positioning. You have any questions about anything we've talked about at all?
Yes, I do. How should I go about like improving awareness slash aggression? Like,
Yeah.
really?
Have we discussed just the improvement process before?
We might have. I'm not too
Might
sure.
have. Okay. Does like focusing ring any bells? So maybe we didn't talk about it, but I'll give you a refresher in either case, right? So when it comes to improving upon awareness slash aggression, right, you improve at that the exact same way that you improve at pretty much anything else that you're looking to work on, and that is that while you're going throughout your gameplay, you're going to intentionally focus on your awareness and your surroundings. Now, what that looks like is that you're not going to autopilot, you're not just going to play, and contrary to popular belief, you're not just going to purely play to win, as that leads to stagnation rather than improvement. When you play to improve, that actually wins to more wins. So what that looks like within your gameplay is you're going to be thinking to yourself while you go into your next game, you're going to be thinking awareness, right? Or you can be thinking something like kill feed, right? And when you do that, you're going to be paying attention to your surroundings more often because you're reminding yourself to pay attention to your surroundings. When you pay attention to your surroundings more often, that means your awareness is going to be better because that's really all awareness is paying attention to your surroundings. And then once you do that, you're going to once you do that for a long enough period of time, it'll form it as a positive habit Once it forms as a habit, then you can move on to something else because it's just coming naturally now. You don't need to put as much effort and thought into it, and you can move on to something else to work on. I'd also recommend don't try to focus on everything all at once because it'll get overwhelming. That's why I say I divide them up into the categories. So instead of everything, you want to focus on one thing or 1 to 3 smaller things within a category. So that all makes sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Any other additional questions?
I got nothing.
Got nothing? All right. So sounds good with me. Let me stop the recording.